Hello, my name is Dr. Maya Byfield. My business is The Phenomenal STEMist. I'm so excited to be here in Orange County because it's where I live. I live in Apopka, Florida. And I decided to make this business because I saw a need for underrepresented students to be successful in STEM, which stands for science, technology, engineering, math. And the best way I can do that is just provide products for parents to prepare them, whether it's a book or online STEM camps or just video podcasting. My goal is to transform this community, especially those who are underrepresented. And the way to do that is to help parents understand their children's minds and basically develop them at different stages of their lives to be prepared for a successful STEM career. Thank you so much. That's why I'm here. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, hey, hey, hey. It's the Phenomenal STEMist. How is everybody doing? I see a couple people out there. Just write your name in the chat and tell me where you're watching from. So excited to interview this guest, someone I went to college with, Lisa Hardware. How are you doing, Lisa?
I'm good. How are you, Maya?
I'm doing well. Guys, I'm going to tell you a little story about how I asked different people to interview with. And Lisa Hardware has her bachelor's degree in computer science, and she has her master's from Oakwood University. I told you I went to college with her. So a bachelor's degree in computer science from Oakwood University, and a master's in computer science from the University of Illinois. Okay, she is a computer scientist, true blue. And when I asked to interview her, she said, "Who, me?" I never forget it. Like, she was like, Are you sure you're thinking about the right person?" Oh my goodness, so humble.
Yeah, it definitely caught me off guard.
Yeah, and the thing is, do you like I said, "Of course you," and the answer was, "Do you know how many African American computer scientists there are out there? Much less African American female. They're not that they're they're pretty rare, and it's pretty extraordinary that you have gone to the undergraduate and graduate level. So I affirm you. You belong on Phenomenal STEMist."
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's jump right into our interview. As everybody knows, I ask a series of questions. Actually, before I gotta do that, I want to do my homework. My homework is don't forget, you guys, to please check out the book, The Phenomenal STEMist. It's not easy to be at the graduate level of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So, if you want to prepare your children in that, please check out the book. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, now we're ready. Now we're ready to go into the book. Did my homework. Question number one: when did you fall in love with your discipline? Computer science. Wow.
Ooh. um, when did I fall in love? I would say that I don't think I fell in love with uh, being a software engineer. I think I
Mhm.
fell in love with problem solving.
Mm.
Um, and I didn't realize that until probably maybe 10 years ago.
Wow. Okay. So
um,
that's like a decade after you got your degree.
right?
Yeah, yeah. I would say that when you're little, um, I always thought that I was going to be a surgeon. Like
Mm.
even in the high school who's who uh, in America,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
for my year, I'm listed in there, and my plan was to go to Georgetown and do biochem, and I was going to be a surgeon. Um, what I ended up doing was actually taking a course my senior year in high school, doing Pascal, and that changed everything. It's a language that a lot of people don't
Yeah, it's an old school language. That's what it sounds like. I figured it out. Yeah.
know. Yeah. um, so that changed everything. And what they did was they asked a question like, "How would you put your pants on?" And I guess they looked at how detailed you were and how you wrote the steps out, and then that's how you got into the class. In the class, it was like super easy for me. Um, and I liked video games, and I was like, oh man, I can make video games. I could do less schooling, still make good money. I think we're gonna make this switch.
Don't gotta go to school for 8 years plus residency. You were visionary because I mean it was still in the 90s. I'm assuming that this
Yes,
happened, and
yes.
yes, computers were coming up, but not the way it is now.
No, no, not how it is now. Now my I have a 5-year-old. She can operate a computer.
Right, right. It has taken over the world, and it is such a great field. But who would have thought? Look, I'm going to be a computer science, software engineering over a surgeon. That would be unheard of in the 90s. But it
Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense now. So you were visionary, like, yeah, I think I could do it. I could do it quick and make great just as much money. I think I'll do that.
right, right. But what's funny though is
Hey,
that,
Tarkisha. Tarkisha's here. Lisa found her passion before the career. I love it.
hey, Keisha.
Oakwood Ice are coming out in the woodworks. They usually do that.
I know, right? That's what's up. Yeah, yeah, I looking back on it now, like I always liked to take things apart and see how they work. Um, and, you know, I guess that was more of engineering and medicine, kind of go close together. Just, I guess, with the brain, the way you think. But yeah, I didn't realize until maybe 10 years ago that what I really love is solving problems. And I love solving problems through technology.
Yeah, that's perfect. I want to take a segue to this because I see you, me, Tarkisha, and these kind of fields. They don't usually say girls don't usually want to do problem solving. Girls don't want to do this, and it's like girls don't want to be scientists. And it's like, you know what? Yes, we do,
Yeah.
and we can become beautiful women and mothers.
Yes.
I want to take a segue to that because a lot of the times many girls don't go into these fields because it doesn't represent what girlhood is. But uh,
Oh no. You can still do it and still look fabulous. Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah. Especially, in certain areas of the country where you'll have tech companies, these women, I like bags. I'm not on the level as some of these other women with the bags and the shoes and the furs, but they sure do come in still dressed to the nines and
Mhm.
everything. So I don't think being engineering minded takes away your femininity at all.
Absolutely. You can like to solve problems and be engineering minded, and it doesn't take away your femininity. I love
No,
it.
you're solving problems all the time as a mother.
Mhm. Hmm.
Your problems and everyone else's.
Absolutely. That's what Tarkisha's saying right now. As moms, that simple day in the life. We live for
That's
solving
right.
problems. She just said that. That's so true.
Yeah.
Powerful, powerful. Okay. So you fell in love, not necessarily with software engineering, but you fell in love with the foundation of engineering, period, which is the solving of problems. And it was based on an opportunity you got in school. And it took you, you had one thing going on in your mind, and it switched to something totally different based on opportunities.
Yeah.
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 That's why I totally believe in, as a parent, I need to expose my kids to different things because you never know what might click for them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you see some interest maybe in them at a young age, but just expose them to different career paths, different opportunities, and you'll be surprised what happens.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. All right. So what tools did you use to discipline yourself to succeed in this field? So computer science doesn't seem like a very easy program. So how was it difficult for you, and what tools did you use to succeed?
um, so I would say that discipline is probably not my forte.
Uh-huh.
um, the the things with in relation to computer science always came easy for me. The
Mm,
math, any of the sciences that were math based, so like your physics, your chemistry, even though that in high school I did like AP Bio and AP English, right? I I struggled more with like your English and your history and things like that than math and science.
I hear you.
So, and the reason I say that, discipline is probably not my forte is because it came easy for me, I didn't put as much work into it as I should have.
Hmm.
Um, and I also um, I also would say though that it's my I guess hustle mentality where I will be in the lab trying to figure out a solution to a problem, um, like a dog with a bone. you know,
Mm,
so that's kind of where it is. It's like I have a drive to figure things out, and that's what kind of pushed me through some of the tougher, I guess, computer science courses or math courses. But mostly it was the other courses that I struggled more with.
okay, so what I'm hearing is so what I hear from number one is that you were extremely prepared. You must have been taking high level math courses. You said you had AP classes in high school. So what
Yeah.
happened was, since you had great preparation, you were prepared for the science classes when you got to college. That's what I'm
Yeah.
hearing, number one.
Yeah. I took the higher level math courses in high school, and
Right.
I took AP courses. Like I took AP Cal, I took um,
Mhm.
AP Bio, and AP English. And those were the only ones.
Yeah, I could tell. I could tell. So that's the first thing for parents in high school, guys. Don't shortcut your kids. Don't let your kids take shortcut in those math classes. Get them into those early math classes early. Like they should be taking algebra 2 in the 8th grade. If they're able to do that in the 8th grade, then they're allowed to take high level math courses in high school, and then they'll get up to the calculus level in high school. So if they are strongly prepared where they're taking high level math classes in high school, they will be able to slack in college, because that's what Lisa's saying. She slacked in college. She slacked in college, but she still did well because she was extremely prepared from high school. That's what I'm hearing. I can tell. And like, especially
Let's not slack, kids. Let's not slack.
let's not slack. You, and Listen, you probably can slag at college and be successful, but to her point, like the Englishes and the histories and the stuff that really probably didn't interest her as much, she didn't show that much discipline. But she still was successful because she was extremely prepared from high school, number one, and she just did what she had to do to get those classes done. And I think that's enough. That's okay. Like, you don't have to necessarily ace everything, especially in things that you're not interested in, to be perfectionist, right? You can still be successful not being disciplined in things that you're not, interested in, but you finished. You got a bachelor's degree in computer science from Oakwood. That means you had to finish your humanities classes, your English classes. You had
Yeah.
to graduate.
Yeah.
So just do what it takes to get it done. You don't have to be like me. I love my history class. I like World Civ. What was his name? Dr. Sampson is his name. I love World
I
Civ.
think so.
But
Yeah.
I hate, you know what class I hated? I hated art appreciation.
Ah.
I hated that class. I hated that class. Like, I was up in the back. Well, let me not expose myself because I don't want people to.
let's not see the slackness.
Let's not feed this blackness. But as long as you do what you got to do to get the degree that you have, and I'm also hearing that you were diligent and disciplined, just not necessarily in things you didn't like, but you said you were in the lab all the time to
Mhm.
diligently get that thing done, right? So
Yeah, definitely in the lab. Definitely doing things in my room. Um, I used to side hustle, build computers.
wow.
So, um, but yeah, I would do things in my room. I would do things in the lab, and then for the classes that I struggled in, of course, definitely reaching out. Um, this is something I tell my kids all the time. Like, hey, you know, their teachers are there to help you,
Help you.
right? They're getting paid to help you, so you need to make sure that you go in on their office hours, go in whenever
Mhm.
they have time available. So I would definitely take advantage of any opportunity. I'm always looking for opportunities. So whatever opportunity, like whether it's a study group, okay, hey, can I join? Because I'm not good with, this history stuff. So, hey, we're
Yeah,
quizzing each other. Sure, I'm down. Let's
you
do
down
it.
for help. Yeah, you saw help. You saw help from professors, and we changed the name at my institution. We changed it from office hours to student hours because we didn't want it to
Right.
seem like it's like, oh, I got to go to the principal's office.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
these hours are for you students. These are not my office hours. These are my student hours for you. And so professors, especially those who are there full time, have to sit in office hours or student hours. I have to be in my office for 6 hours a week. I cannot leave my office for 6 hours a week so that
Wow.
students can come. It's really 10 hours, but 6 hours I have to physically be in there. Like the other four, they still have access to me via email virtually. But for 6 physical hours, they should be able to come to my office and see me there. And so we're there. And a lot of the times I'm just chilling because nobody's coming to see me. But you took
Yeah.
advantage of it. You took advantage of, I heard a key word. You said opportunity. Tarkeisha's talking about teachers are problem solvers too. That's
That's
true.
right. That's
Yes,
right.
you are. I've grown to have a tick for teachers or I don't know if it's that you meant to say tick, but anyway, who help students do things in the classroom versus teachers who have tools and room to experiment with their learning. That's how I found a passion for teaching. There was an opportunity for me to let students learn, especially with their hands. People like you, Lisa, seem to like to fix things, solve problems, investigate, and it led to a good side hustle of building computers. Sherwin, what's up, Sherwin? He said that's a good side hustle. What,
That's
you could
right.
build computers and sell them?
Yep.
What? Yeah,
Yeah.
don't tell me y'all were making money up in Oakland while I was struggling.
Hey.
Cool.
Hey,
You
selling
do what you got to
computers,
do.
right? Playing at different churches.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Got you. Okay. Side hustles are always great. Keep the side hustles up.
That's
I'm
right.
hearing from you that you were visionary. Like in college, in high school, you were talking about, oh, I see the future. I could do this and still make good money. And then oh, in college, oh man, I can build some computers and make some good money. You look like you were that hustler. Where you from, Lisa?
I'm originally from DC, but I went to
Okay.
high school in Atlanta.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So DC, Atlanta. Yeah, you learned. Okay. So okay, all right. So you had some tools for discipline. Mostly to me, taking advantage of opportunities. That's what I'm hearing from you. But what were your challenges in school? What were some hard like what you told me a little bit, but and you could talk about
Yeah.
master's degrees as well. You could talk both bachelor's and masters.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, I'm gonna be fully transparent here.
Yeah. You're
'Cause-
live on Facebook and YouTube, just to let you know.
yeah, 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 yeah. So I did struggle with a little bit of uh, mental health issues during Oakwood, and so that was a challenge for me, um,
Oh,
because that made me um, kind of withdraw, and I did, with the help of great friends, seek out again. They helped me find some counselors to talk to at school and everything. So that was a challenging period.
wow.
Um, and then in uh, in grad school, I actually, for a part of the time, I was pregnant, with my second kid during grad school.
That's tough.
So yeah, those were my two challenges during school. Um, but definitely getting help is very important. Whether it's just trying to make sure that you're understanding the material in class, or like, you may be struggling with something that has nothing to do with school.
Right.
Um, always getting the help that you need.
That is
There are
that
resources
is
out there.
powerful.
You just gotta go for it.
What you're saying is so powerful right now. Get the help that you need. Take advantage of resources, whether it be for stuff in school or emotional, personal issues. I remember you, Lisa, and I just remember you being very quiet.
Yeah.
And you had friends that really loved you because I never knew that story about you having mental health challenges at the time. Um, so that you had some really great friends that
Yeah.
kept confidence, right?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. And they helped you get the help that you needed. And I think a lot of college students, like this is the time when so many students um have challenges, have emotional challenges, and they don't know what the problem is. And some people drop out of school, quit. They don't have a good support system. But what I'm hearing from you is that you had a great support system and you took the opportunities and you took advantage of the resources that were provided for you. Anytime a student says, Dr. Byfield, I can't come in, I'm having a hard day, da, 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 I immediately send them that message to our therapists on campus because there are tools out there to really, really assist people who are struggling in life, especially COVID. post COVID, there was such a
Right.
drastic increase of
Right.
many students with that.
Oh, I can definitely imagine the just everything that probably was going on campus. Just anytime you disrupt your regular routine, it's it can be challenging to adjust. Um, and and like you said, you know, a lot of times this is your first time away from home, right? When you're in college, and um, you know, having a support system during at college is very helpful, and having not only a support system, but like you said, like they were confidants, and they were um, aware of, you know, resources available. And then, you know, of course, on my part, I have to be willing to, right,
Take advantage of it.
take advantage of it, right.
Yeah.
um so yeah, I mean, it's not, you know, one-sided, that's for sure. You still
Yeah.
got work to do.
That work. Teacher said she was quiet, but always had a smile on her face. That's what I remember. Who
Yeah,
knew that you had pain? You
yeah.
know, so that's my mother says, thank you for sharing because you're helping someone today. You don't know what people are going through, even with big smiles on their face. I'm telling you, Lisa, just chilling. That's what I remember. You just chilling, quiet, smiling. No, you know, I'm the loud, you know, and you just chilling there, quiet.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you got through graduate school pregnant.
yeah.
How did you do that? I don't know. Grad school's a lot like work though, so I can see it though.
Yeah, yeah. So grad school, I did online. I did,
Got you.
yeah. So I was working full time, and then doing grad school. And so I like the program because, you know, some of the online programs, you know, you do everything online, versus this program with University of Illinois. They still had relationships with local schools, so you would go in. Like I went to University of Maryland to take tests or to do any lab work or
Got
anything like
you.
that. If I had to go in for lab work, most of the stuff I could do on my computer. But yeah, I would go into University of Maryland to take tests. So I like that versus, you know,
100% online.
yeah, yeah.
And webcam videos watching you while you do stuff.
Right. Yeah. Well, I didn't even know they did that. That's
And so
great.
that's what we do. That's what we do now. I don't think it works anyway. Like I don't think it works. But so a lot of these computer science programs, what I'm hearing from you in graduate levels are online, either fully online or hybrid and using satellite campuses to assist in certain ways.
Yeah, some of them are.
Interesting. Mhm.
I personally prefer a brick and mortar, but
Okay.
I thought the program was pretty well done. I've even seen programs where it's very certificate heavy.
Mhm.
So basically, you're getting all of these. You know, there are, I don't even know how many different certificates you can get in IT.
God,
That you can take a track where you basically are just racking up certificates, and then you also get your degree at the end. That's another approach you can take, which is pretty cool because a lot of times you'll see in jobs that they, you know, even though you have a degree, they still want you to have this certificate. So
Mhm. My brother, I advised him like he wasn't really a fan of school that much. I said it's okay, get your associates. He got out. I said just get rack up in certificates.
yep.
And he right now is working for a government institution, and they have a lot of PeopleSoft certifications and all IT stuff. And he is every minute I see him racking them up on LinkedIn. Oh, I just did this. I said good job, bro. Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
You
that.
don't have to. get a 4-year degree
if you don't want to.
if you
But
don't
you
want
gotta
to.
get training. You gotta get
You
training.
do.
And so what I'm hearing is either get training, but even when you do get training, you gotta rack up on certificates. That's what I'm hearing from you.
It
Yeah.
it would be it would be wise.
It would be wise. It would be wise. Okay. All right. So tell me what you do for a living. And the way I want you to tell me what you do for a living is like, what's your typical day in your line of work? Like, so tell me what you do for a living and describe it by telling me what your typical day is like.
Okay. So I'm a software engineer,
Mhm.
and my typical day is, let's see, I get in, I I check what tickets I'm working on. Um, in We use GitLab. I don't really care for it that much for a ticketing system. I prefer Jira.
So describe
Um,
to me what a ticketing system is. Like, what's a ticket? I'm
okay.
assuming
So
it's like a job that you're supposed to fix or something.
so so usually what we do is we'll in problem solving, right?
Mhm.
So we want to create a an application that when you click this button, it presents "Hello Maya" on the screen, right? So we would break that down into sizable bytes, right, of modules, right? So first we would want to maybe um, we would have a button, right? It would have this action that it does on the back end. We would have text that is presented on screen. How would we want to present it on screen? So you would have like tickets for each of the modules that would come together to present this application.
Got you.
So, so think of, you know, ticketing systems can also be used for like a help desk. So when you call in to, what are we on? Restream.
Restream. Mm-hmm.
Hey, my stream isn't working right now. They
Right.
create a ticket for you,
Got it.
and somebody picks up that ticket, right? The same thing is done for when you are designing and developing software. Um, it's just, you know, it's not like a help desk ticket where it's just this specific task.
Fix
It's
this
more,
problem.
yeah. So you try to break it up into sizable chunks because we do agile development. So we want to have a certain amount of activity happening to reach our milestone by a certain time. Um, so yeah, I when I get in, I'm usually working on a ticket. Um, I am right now I'm working in a language called Dart. It and then the back end is C++. So I'm kind of integrating the two through an API. Um, and that's usually my day. I'm coding pretty much all day if I'm not going to meetings, which I hate going to meetings, but
You sound like a person that like to do stuff in the background. You
I
like
do.
this is so this experience and what you're doing, which I really, really appreciate. It's very difficult for Lisa to be put out here in the streets like, here I am, software engineer. I want to be in some corner writing code, but
This
so that I can hear
this is my happy place right here.
this is my happy place where I'm taking computer languages, two different computer languages, using it to do some kind of software development, I guess, for like for a like, are you working in a company that has been hired to help other companies, or are you working for companies that you're making programs for that specific company by using code and all that good stuff?
So I am a government contractor.
Yeah.
Um and I work for my own company. Um and I have a contract with a company called Praxis Technologies. Um and I have another contract with a company called Visionist, and so I'm a sub on these contracts, and I go in to either a government site or a contractor building site, and I work on developing systems and software for the government.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Some secret like I can tell. I can oh, I'm so
I'm
excited.
like,
Like
what can I
I know,
say?
I
What
just
can
love
I
this.
not say?
I know. So you did it perfectly. So the key thing is you're working as contractors to build other people's stuff, and you have to know the language to do so. Like imagine everything that is right now run, whether it be banks, schools, government institutions especially, are run with technology, and there's constant things that you have to develop. You have to, so it sounds like you're
Right.
creating, you're using languages to develop things to assist in different types of institution, government included.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I would say, going back to the school part, although it's not necessary for you to get a 4-year degree.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, though, that there are some standards and disciplines that you learn, especially with computer science, that are very helpful for you not to be so stuck on one particular language. What I
Right.
find is that people that may not have gotten the degree, but they, learned how to code, and they got certificates and things like that, which is still great.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some like fundamental things that keeps them more stovepiped.
It's critical that you're saying this because I'm not saying everybody has to get a 4-year degree, but when
Yeah,
you want to get greater and bigger opportunities, the thought leaders must have the degree. I was one of my friends. They aren't as well rounded because they are missing the fundamentals. That's what Sherwin says. That's right. Um, one of my friends who wants to get contracts, especially with high institutions like the government, like higher institutions, they're looking for someone with high level degrees. The thought leaders that want to control and create businesses and work with venture capitalists, they're looking for the to see if you have the strong fundamentals.
right.
So though you don't need a 4-year degree, it's really important that many of us get those because we want to be able to be in the room. And the
Yeah.
reason why Lisa is in the room is because she has a bachelor's degree in computer science and a master's degree in computer science. That's why she's in some rooms that she can't even talk about right now.
Where I'm the
Feel
only
me?
one that looks like me. Yeah.
She's the only one that looks like her in the room.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I'm interviewing you, homegirl. Because you're the only one that look like you in the room. And I want little girls especially, but little black boys too, to know that you can get in the room and this is how. I'm hearing take advantage of the help you need. I'm hearing get strong foundation in high school, right?
Right.
I'm hearing take advantage of all resources and
Yep.
finish. Even the stuff that you don't like.
Yes. And especially in order to compete. This is one area that I regret. I regret that I didn't do more internships.
Okay.
I think that is extremely important. You got to do, just like how I'm saying, as parents, I want to expose my kids to all the different um, possible career paths so that they can kind of, you know, find their way. It is extremely important to do internships because that gets you into the door of places before you even graduate.
Hmm. Take advantage of internships as
Yeah.
much as you can.
Yeah.
All right. So Sherwin says meetings aren't fun at all. They
They're not.
aren't, but they're necessary. I'm a meeting type of girl. I don't want to be blindsided with stuff. Okay. So what are your
Wait, do you
challenges?
have a meeting after the meeting?
I have meetings. I'm the chick that has meetings after the meeting. I'm the chick that have meetings, but I'm not a fan of a lot of meetings. But we gotta have something to make sure that we are accomplishing tasks. And I'm not a what do you call it? People who like micromanage. I'm not a micromanager.
Okay.
Mm-mm. That's why I have to have a meeting. I have to have a monthly meeting so I can say, okay, let's do this task and accountability. Has it
Yeah.
been accomplished?
Yeah.
If it hasn't been accomplished, what do we need to do to make sure that it happens so that 6 months from now we still not stuck? Yeah, that's the type of
Right.
chick I am.
Okay.
And
Yeah. No. No. A monthly meeting is cool.
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm a monthly meeting type of girl. Monthly meeting type of girl. Um, so what are your challenges and favorite parts of your career? So just to make sure I understand what you do. You are a software engineer that uses that develops languages, uses different types of computer languages to help build something for institutions that need high level technology.
That's
Am I
good.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a teacher. I do this for a living. Okay. So what are your challenges and favorite parts of your career?
um. Hmm. I'm going to start with the favorite part.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, my favorite part is, like I said, my love is just being at the computer and solving a problem through technology. Whether it's I'm coding, whether it's I do like designing as well. I dabbled in systems engineering. Um, it it holds my interest a little bit, but I like to always get to the actual doing. To me,
Mhm.
systems engineers, they stay high level, and that's it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, now that we've designed this, let's do it.
Let's
You
get it
know?
done. You're the one building the computers and selling them to get hustle money. You're the one in the lab trying to twinkle out. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So so yeah. I would say that yeah, the thing that I love is definitely coding. As long as I'm coding, I'm happy. Um, and to me, it even borders on like being an art form, because
Mhm.
you are creating something with ones and zeros. So,
My
um,
head hurts just thinking about it. I try to learn coding. I'm actually gonna come teaching my church how to code with a colleague. And
nice.
yeah, because to stick a pin on what you're saying, uh I I'm entering into the artificial intelligence space through
Ah,
biology.
okay.
And one of my colleagues said to me, he said, "Did your people know how, just like you, I'm one of the few of us in the room." And he says, did your people know how?" And he didn't say that in a bad way. Did your ancestors? He didn't say your people. He said, "Did your ancestors know how to read 500 years ago?" And I said, "Many of them didn't, right?" Because he's talking about enslaved. And
Right.
he said exactly. And he said, "Not knowing how to code today is equivalent to not knowing how to read 500 years ago. That's how much coding it will be necessary for wealth empowerment for the future." So we got to get our, whether I like it coding or not, I feel like all our children, all our adults need to know a little about computer languages. So you
Yeah.
love it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, talk about how much you love it. Go ahead, continue.
um, yeah, I would agree with his statement. Um, and what's what's a little scary though is that with AI, you're having, going back to the whole not knowing the fundamentals, you're
Mm-hmm.
having a lot of people um, who will be able to code through AI, but not really knowing what
Fundamentals.
what they're doing and why they're doing what they're doing, right? And so that AI, a lot of people are like, "Oh, AI is so scary." It's not scary, and it's not even like necessarily new technology. It's improved technology, right? We've always had algorithms, um, but what the problem is and will always be are humans. So what they do with it is the problem, not
It's the
necessarily.
humans, and it's the humans that are disproportionate. This is
Yeah,
my thing, Lisa. If we keep saying, "Oh, I'm scared of new, I ain't getting into AI," and there's only a certain type of person in AI, they will be doing things to destroy the people who don't. You got to get in the room, y'all.
yeah,
You got
yeah,
to get in the room. We have to get in the room. We have to put ourselves in spaces so that we can help defend our own people from disproportionate use of bad humans using
yeah.
AI. You don't just
And
run away from AI. You have to
right.
get in the room. That's the key thing. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and even aside from AI, just you talk about being in the room, right? Um, the camera technology is getting better, but it's only now that it's starting to, you know, oh wait, we need more more data models of people with different
Dark
color
color
skins,
skin.
right?
They didn't even think about that because they weren't thinking about that because that wasn't their concern. But if there were black people in the room, they could say, "Hey, wait a second.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah,
just use these webcams to decide." Like now we used to use it for testing and we don't even use it because all the black kids kept getting marked as cheating because the AI in the webcam wasn't used to the dark face.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, I mean, I think uh, a lot of my brothers and sisters may think that, oh, math is hard, or whatever their thoughts are, that they don't look at this route of um, you know anything related to computer science, because computer science doesn't mean that you necessarily have to do software development or software engineering. There are so many different things that you can do
Hmm.
within IT. I mean, I was probably from Oakwood, out of my class graduating with computer science. I was probably the only one that actually was doing software development, software engineering. I think the rest of the people in my class were probably doing more like system administration, um, network engineering, things like that.
That's what
But
Sherman says. He preferred network engineering. Yeah.
yeah,
What's the difference between systems and network and software? Software is the computer language. Network is how computers talk to one another.
yeah. So network engineering is how computers talk to each other. So
Yeah.
you have different layers
Yeah.
of communication
Mhm.
when it comes to a computer system. And so yeah, right now we're networked over the internet, right?
Mhm.
But in your home, you have your own network. You have your access point, which acts as
Modem.
a router,
Mhm.
right? You connect to that either Wi-Fi,
Mhm.
or you have an Ethernet cable. You have
Direct.
a physical link,
Mhm.
right? So even your printer is on your network, right? So your TVs now are on your network. You have like probably 50 things on your,
Yeah,
on your
I have three Rokus. I have three TVs in my house, and they all have Rokus. They're all hooked up to the
yeah,
Wi-Fi. This I have a whole system in my house.
yeah, you do.
Wow, who knew?
um, so then the software sits on top of that. So you have what you call this OS. I'm getting too technical, but the software is up higher, right?
Mhm.
Um, and you have these different languages. Some are more high level languages, and then you have lower level languages that speak directly to the hardware that get closer to that ones and zeros.
The code.
Yeah. When you go further up to the higher level, it's more like readable code versus ones and zeros. Um, so the software just sits on top and it tells the the hardware what to do. So your SAs, your system administrators, are going to be the ones that, you know, put the computer together,
Mm-hmm.
and they will maybe configure whatever applications you want to use. They will be the ones that put in access controls to different systems within your organization. That would be your system
System
administrator.
administrator.
Yeah,
While you are the software engineer creating the program
right.
that the got it, got it, got it. All right. So did you tell me what you don't like? You want to tell me what you don't like?
What don't I like? Um, I don't like. This is about my job, right?
Or
Okay.
anything pertaining to being a software engineer. It doesn't have to
Ah,
be.
um, I don't like, besides meetings.
Yeah, you don't like meetings.
I don't like meetings.
Meetings is fine. So the thing you don't like. So it seems like you are the type of computer scientist that likes to be you and your computer, you and your language in a corner somewhere, just doing your job. Please, humans, don't bother me. Is that what you
Majority of the time, yes. There are times that I do like to, um, I do like collaborating. I do.
Okay.
Um, it's the especially, and this is purely, most of my experience has been in dealing with government contracting.
Hmm.
So I don't know if it's different in the commercial world, but a lot of times, and this is why I have a distaste for meetings, because the government and their bureaucracy
Mm,
tends to slow up progress.
got you.
And that is what I don't like.
You want to get stuff done. You're trying to solve problems
Yes.
fast.
Yes. And it's like they just want to put in roadblock after roadblock. And yeah,
Got
I'm just,
you.
I'm just like, okay, how can we get around this roadblock?
So
you
red
tell
tape. You are
you tell me
distaste
what
for
I
red tape.
can't do. What can I do?
Mm,
let's talk about that.
that sound like the church. Like you can't do this. You can't. What can I do? Yeah,
Right.
I hear you. Okay, and I have a government grant, and I've learned. I agree with you. I like to get stuff done, problem solve, just like you. And so when red tape gets in the way, it annoys me. But I have learned to have some appreciation for red tape since I've run this grant for the past 5 years because it gives you checks and balances. Like I feel like because if you don't slow down, like with people who are visionary, they just if you don't slow down, you may miss something and it might hinder the whole process that you have to go backwards.
Mm.
So it's like the checks and balances that bureaucracy provides. I've developed a little bit of appreciation because it helped me. Oh, I need to do that. It helped me see things I would have missed. So
Interesting.
yeah, too much of it is annoying. Like I don't like too much of it. Yeah, for sure.
And especially when especially when it's more interpretation based,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so so yeah, like with, just like the legal system, it, lawyers have jobs because the law is up to interpretation.
Interpretation. Yeah, it's not as cut and dry like mathematics. 1 plus 1 is not
Exactly.
always two.
If everyone just spoke math,
It would be great.
life
It
would
would
be great.
so this subjective stuff like history and English, darn it, I gotta get through it. And I noticed this actually, Lisa. I noticed this when I interview multiple people. A lot of the things that bother us from college still bother us in our work. It's just a different space, right? It's like,
Right,
oh
right,
man, I love math and science. It's just so straightforward to the point. What's up with this English and history stuff? It's just so subjective, and here we are. Oh man, if we could just get to the ones and zeros, and here come these bureaucrats with this subjective language. It's the same thing
yeah,
that bothers us.
yeah,
Like, so it really, guys, it doesn't go away. What bothers you when you're young is probably gonna bother you when you're old. You gotta use the same steps to get
right,
through it. Get it done so you can get back to your ones and zeros.
exactly. And I
Oh
do.
my god.
I use the same same techniques. Okay, what's the problem? Okay, who do we need to talk to to get this done? Okay, who?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Who are the players? What needs to be done? What can I
Exactly.
do? What if I do this? Is that okay? Like, yeah, it's just, yeah, the same. It is
Same. So, oh my gosh, this has been such a great interview. Thank you so much, Lisa Hardware. She is a computer science. She has her degrees in computer science, and she is a software engineer. I hope you guys enjoy this interview. I am the phenomenal STEMist, and so is she. Good night, everybody. Thanks, Sherwin. Thanks, Keisha. Thanks, everybody else, Ma. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have a great night, and thanks again, Lisa. You've been great.
thank you.